I've been struggling to figure out how to talk about this. As some of you may know, I was lucky enough to speak to somebody on the ground who works in Chernobyl. When I was approached with this, I was told that I have a fairly large audience and I had the opportunity to do something good. I think a lot of the time these things are so big and so terrible that it's hard to feel like you could have any impact at all, but I do want to tell you about them. I struggle to understand why this stuff is not front page news. Russia has taken hundreds of prisoners of war. When they invaded Chernobyl, they dug up ditches and exposed themselves and others to radioactive material from the Red Forest. Not only did they seize Chernobyl, a disaster site, but they also took people back with them. We're also not talking about soldiers, we're talking about security guards, civilians, as well as National Guardsmen. They looted scientific equipment that is used in international research to understand the effects of these kinds of disasters and how to mitigate them. I won't show you pictures here, but they're pretty easy to find. Of the hundreds of prisoners, they did release 75 in exchange for 75 Russian prisoners from Ukraine. They tortured them. They starved them. The pictures are awful. This is Mariana Chichilik. She was kept captive for 2 years, transported through various facilities, tortured. She suffered kidney failure as a result of malnutrition. If you're not aware, when your body starts to consume itself, the proteins can overload your kidneys. She described the psychological torture, being asked to give information and join the Russian side, which isn't all that surprising. We've seen how international law fails, how it can be biased. We've seen how little control any nation has over global events. We've seen how little any individual actions seem to matter, and war is always ugly. We can do our best to predict what will happen. Apparently, the ingredients for a dirty bomb were taken. It seems that we are in the precipice of World War III. No one knows exactly how many people were taken. It's hard to know with so many people missing or being presumed to have lost their life. And I know, empathy is short right now. Things seem so awful and so dire. I would just like to invite you to not forget your shared humanity with every other person on this planet. Every one of us is capable of doing terrible things, either through action or inaction. If there is one thing that I can do, and maybe you can do too, is just don't look away. Don't forget. Talk to people about these things. Share these stories. I'll be talking some more about this on the radio show, because if I didn't see the news on it and I had to be told personally, I'm guessing that a lot of people also don't know. I'm going to be linking the Clean Futures Fund down there if you want to catch up with the puppies. You may never know who your message is going to reach or what kind of far-reaching consequences it may have. Every action we take, no matter how small, has an infinite number of consequences. I like to imagine it's at the very least the intention that matters. And I truly hope that my presence on this planet does more good than it does bad.